In 1958, a writer by the name of Truman Capote
Heard of him?
had the idea to write what he called the first non-fiction novel, in which he wanted to take on a real-life event and turn it into a story. He just couldn't find the right subjects. That was until one day when he opened the newspaper in 1959 and saw in the New York Times that a farmer and his entire family from Kansas had been murdered in their home.
Oh, my God.
With no suspects. So Capote and his good friend Harper Lee went out to Kansas and began to investigate and deep dive into this family's lives and their tragic deaths. He would be there for the capture of their killers and many, many years after. And this story would go on to become the one and only novel
To Kill a Mockingbird. Sorry.
In Cold Blood.
I love this book so much.
Well, today we're talking about the story behind the book.
Wow.
The Clutter family murders.
Oh, wow.
Hey, can I start today's episode with the cheers?
Yeah, of course.
You're too far away, but let's do this. Ready? One,
Yep.
2, 3.
Cheers. That's what my noise made.
Welcome to Not Another Crime Podcast. I'm Georgia Love.
I'm Sammy Peterson.
I'm a journalist.
I am not.
And if you just want to hear the story about the Clutter family murders today, you can skip ahead through our banter or past our banter. The time code is in the show notes, but
You're getting good at this, G-Love.
Thank you so much. I've been doing it for a year now.
Yeah, I know. You're getting real good, real slick, I would
And
say.
I have missed some episodes, but you have not. You've been on every episode.
Every
for
episode.
over a year now.
So is Diggs.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah.
No, we did one in Adelaide.
Oh, that's true.
You would
Okay.
have spoken about him, though, because you're obsessed with her.
But he was on FaceTime the whole time.
That's true.
Yeah,
He always
just
is.
chatting to me. He always.
always
Just
is.
having a drink of water really loudly in the background.
Hey, Sammy Peterson, do you notice anything different about me today?
Yes, I do. You aren't wearing shoes. Who are you, Tim Minchin?
Yes,
Nah,
I am.
you're wearing a beautiful Miss Piggy t-shirt today,
So,
G-Love.
dear listeners, if you were listening, or I should say when you were listening, to our 1-year anniversary episode with special guests Oliver Clark and Miff Warhurst, you would have heard me say I had ordered a special T-shirt to wear on that episode.
Yes.
Because cast your minds back to when we had Miff Warhurst on her first Thursday Treat episode. We were speaking about Miss Goddamn Piggy.
Uh-huh.
And Miff said she was her icon growing up.
Yes.
And still is to this day. Now, the T-shirt did not arrive in time for me to wear on that episode. But I'm wearing it today because if you think I'm not just going to wear it in everyday life, you don't know me at all. It is a picture of Miss Piggy in an orange sequin dress with an orange feather boa with the words in the font of one T Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
It's so good.
I'm showing the camera for YouTube.
It's just great.
And she actually, her name is Kitty. She made her money being pretty and witty.
That's right. But it is such a...
Oh, it should be, her name is Piggy. She made her money being pretty and witty. That's from the song.
That's good. Yeah, that's from the song,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I love this T-shirt so much. And I just wore it to work today. And people asked me what it was for. And I was like, I don't understand the question. It's just my T-shirt that I'm wearing today.
Well, I've got a beautiful Miss Piggy t-shirt coming as well. That's,
Don't tell me, wait, don't wear it.
Okay, it's going to be good. I'll tell you that much. It's
you-
going to be very good.
Do we just each order ourselves
Yeah.
a Miss Piggy T-shirt without discussing it?
I saw it a few
love
weeks
us.
ago and I just ordered it, but it's coming from the United States of America.
Afghanistan. Oh, America.
So it's coming, but it's going to be a little bit late. But as soon as it arrives, I'll be wearing my Miss Piggy t-shirt as well.
Sammy, let's stop talking about this because something much more important needs to be spoken about.
Uh-huh.
Your comedy special, Why the Long Face,
Yes.
is out for everyone to watch.
It's out. There's a link there. So I had a real disappointing day the first day that it came out. Sadly, it was posted without an ending. It cut me
The
off.
thing is, famously, so your comedy special is a story. It's not just a series of jokes. Famously, stories don't need the last 20 minutes to make sense. So I don't know what you're upset about.
Yeah. Well, so my story builds up to a point and it cuts me off mid-sentence like it was an episode of Sopranos, the final episode of Sopranos. And so...
And not even just like the last moment, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, like it cut 20 minutes out. And so the comedy club who uploaded it were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And it was the last 20 minutes. So over 5,000 people watched it without the ending. And so they just think that I probably just had a special that just ended
Sammy,
in the middle of a sentence.
can I say to you, and I was actually talking to my friend about this today when I told her what had happened.
Uh-huh.
And she said the same thing that I said to you, and I feel overwhelmingly. You had 5,000 people watch your comedy special on the very first night it was released. I know that was a shitty night because it went wrong and that ending wasn't there. Can we, just for the rest of forever, make sure we focus on that amazing positive? 5,000 people watched your comedy special the very night it was released. That is fucking massive.
It's amazing, but they did
so
not have an
proud of
ending.
you.
So
but
I'm going to go to every... This is my plan.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go to all of the people's houses.
Good idea.
That watched that episode.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of an episode, I guess.
Watched, first part of it.
Watch the first part of the special.
Yes.
And I'm going to perform from the moment it cuts off to the end.
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
Yes. So 5,000. So how many is that? If I
It's
do...
5,000.
Well, no. But if I do for the next year...
Yep.
How many... G-Love, I know you're very good at math.
Yes, I am.
How many would I have to do a day?
I think 3.
I have to do 3 a day?
Yep. To make 5,000 out of 365.
And you're confident about that? You look
Yes,
confident
because
when
it's
you say
not
that.
a leap year, so there are 365 days.
Okay.
Yes.
The 365 days times 3 is?
5,000.
5,000. Okay, great. I'm not going to check this.
But that's not that much because 20 minutes times 3 is obviously an hour. I'm not stupid.
Yep.
1 hour a day.
It's fine.
All year is fine.
Yeah.
We're
Just
already a
depends
month
where you're
into...
living.
So not the calendar year for the next 365 days.
Yes, and
Yeah,
it just
that's
depends where
fine.
you're living as well. So I'll have to account travel and everything into that, but I will do it. And so if this is my message to you. If you watch that
Yes.
and you didn't see the last 20 minutes, email me.
Your address.
No, just email me yes.
Oh, okay. And then
All you
you'll
have
find
to
the
do.
address.
And then I'll find you.
Because you're not a journalist, but you are
A hacker. And I will find you. I know your IP address. I will find you. It was the last thing I do. And I will do 20 minutes of comedy at you from the moment it stopped.
Yeah.
And I'll get really...
and you'll know exactly where it stops. So you'll pick up mid-sentence.
And that's so well honed as well.
And the thing is, because that was just this week that happened. So for the people who get the last 3 performances on the 365th day,
yes,
they'll remember where it left off.
Oh, absolutely. It's that. Yeah, you remember that stuff. So so my comedy special is out now. I have put it on my social media. So if you want to find it,
Do you
it's
have social
right
media?
there. Yep.
What
it's,
is it?
At Sammy Peterson Unofficial.
Have I told you that when you first changed your handle to that, I thought it was Sammy Peterson Official, and I was like, oh my God, good for you, big dog. You got some confidence about you.
Oh,
I didn't realise it said unofficial.
Yeah, no.
So you've changed, man, but I kind of like it.
Yeah. No, I've got I just thought Sammy Peterson Unofficial was fun, but then most people who write it write official. So
It's because everyone knows you're a goddamn boss lady.
yeah, I'm a boss lady. I'm an absolute boss lady.
Hey, talking about boss ladies. Well, hang on. First of all, I have to say that huge congratulations. I'm really proud
Thank
of
you so much.
And talking about boss ladies, do you know our good friend Stickers by Claude?
Yes, I love stickers
One
by
of our
Claude.
beautiful listeners who has sent us in stickers before. Well, there is a little envelope here that says to Sammy and G Love.
Yep, maybe cover up the address on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yes, stickers by Claude.
Do you want me to do that again?
No, it's fine. We'll blur it.
And it actually says on the back, from Stickers by Claude. Should I read out her address?
Yes, read out her address.
Okay. I'm not going to. So we're going to do a live unboxing
Yes,
right now on the pod.
yeah.
Which will be funny if it's just like a love letter. Actually, that would be great. I can see cats.
Oh my God. Because you didn't get cats last time and you were quite disappointed that you didn't get
Never
cats.
jokes.
This
okay.
is good.
Oh my God. All right, there's a little handwritten note in it as well.
Oh my God. Claude,
See,
we love you. You're the
if you guys had
best.
skipped the banter, you wouldn't get
You
all
missed
this
us
great
unboxing
content.
some stickers.
All right, I'm going to... Oh, my God, off to cats. I'm going to read the note first. Dear Sammy and Georgia, you guys are the best. Still loving your podcast, obviously.
That's
and
good.
I also agree with your many other listeners that the long episodes are great and definitely worth it. Ugh. There you go. I've recently released a couple of new sticker sheet designs and I thought you both would like to share them. Thanks again for always providing the best stories. I'll forever love your pod and happy 1 year. Oh my God, I love you. P.S. Never stop the musical references, G. I love them and I never say no to a chance to sing along with you. Lots of love, Claudia. Okay, which one should I go with today? Give me a musical, please. Oh, no, I'll give it. I saw Cats the other day.
You didn't need any questions. Yep.
Sorry. Well, there's a sticker sheet of cats in front of me and I saw the musical Cats the other night. So I'm going to sing this.
When you're a jet, you're a
No,
jet. Okay.
come on. I'm going to sing this. Well, there never was a cat as clever as magical Mr. Mistopheles.
I'm glad
And
you
also
know the
this
words.
one. No, I don't remember Rum Tum Tugger's song. I just remember that the guy who played it was hot.
Well, you've done a good job.
Thank you very much. And I know this one as well. Angelicals and angelicals do, angelicals rain, angelicals woo. So I don't know the words to that either, but
Well, thank you for singing it.
when Paudrey is being a pest, I sing to her that she's being a pesticle cat.
That's good
Pesticle cat,
stuff.
pesticles do. Oh my God, okay, we have beautiful stickers and there's dog ones as well for
Oh,
Sundays.
it's the best.
Okay,
It's so good.
I'm going to show the YouTube. This is the sticker sheet of cats. This one, it
How
looks
does the bumblebee?
like there's one cat dressed as a bumblebee.
Hilarious.
That one looks like Paudrey, and this one is hilarious because like doesn't have a neck and it's just like
No.
a fat cat. I really
Claude,
love
you
that.
make the best stickers.
And this is the dogs ones, and there's not really a dibber on there.
That's okay.
But there's a Dalmatian, and can you please tell everyone the story about? The
Oh,
Dalmatian?
so there was a Dalmatian on my street the other day that didn't have a collar on. We named him Spot. And,
Why? How'd you come up with that?
And well, it was either that or Cruella. And we're walking home, and the dog was playing with Diggs, little puppy Dalmatian, walked all the way home with us, and then came in the gate and like was playing with Diggs in here. And then the owner called out to it. I was like, "Damn it! I thought we
you
were
thought
going to
when
adopt our own
Diggs
little
thought
Spot
you were
dog."
getting a
He
baby
was really
brother.
excited, a baby brother that he's always wanted.
Well, now you can have a picture of the baby brother Spot.
I know.
Because you got a sticker.
I
There's
know.
also a picture of a sticker of a corgi on there. And they famously, that's the dog I want to get if I ever
Yes.
get a dog. And I want to name her Chappelle Corgi.
Sure, that's good. I love that. I love that.
I really need to do it.
Yeah.
Ow.
And,
Diggs just punched me in the foot.
Sorry about that.
Is that because I'm not wearing shoes? You think my foot is there for
Very
punching?
rude.
That's really rude.
But we are going to be doing an episode today that we did on a book called He Read, She Read.
A podcast called.
Oh, God. But we
Oh, God.
Oh, God. We went into
Yes.
a book, delved into a book called In
Cold
Cold Blood.
Blood.
It was really good. And we might be book talk stars. Is that a thing? There's an ex-bachelor that is a book talk star.
Yes, he's currently on the Australian season of I'm a Celebrity.
Oh,
Get Me
is
Out of Here.
he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he became a book talk star. And maybe
Yes.
that's what we need to do. Because now he's got a podcast.
We already have a podcast.
I know, but like if we go big on book talk,
We can get another podcast.
we could get another
We
podcast
don't have
about
time
books.
for another podcast.
No, you're right. We don't have time for another podcast.
But we could get sent free books.
Yes. How good would that be?
Well, maybe I should leave the address
Yes.
up on the YouTube and people can send us books.
Okay. No, leave the address up. It's going to be a hard edit for me, but
I
let's do
love
it.
books.
I love books. I love books. But we did go on that podcast and it was fantastic.
Yeah, so it's with two Australian authors
Yes.
named JP Pomeroy
Yep.
and Sarah Bailey. They've both written thriller books, and lots of them, and numerous that I have read before we were asked to go. I mean,
Yeah.
over the last few years, they're both fantastic. JP wasn't there, so she invited us on as guests because we're famous book talk stars.
Oh, that's right. We are famous
See?
book talk stars.
And we spoke about the book In Cold Blood.
Yes.
Now, I've said on the podcast many times before, I think even just in the very last episode
Yep.
with John Ronson on Thursday, that this was always my favourite book
Yes.
until I read Boy Swallows Universe by Trent
Oh,
Dalton.
okay.
But it is a very close second now.
Yep.
I love, obviously, the true crime element of it, but the fact that it is, like I said in the intro, it's kind of touted as the first non-fiction novel.
Yes.
So it is a non-fiction story. It's
Yep.
about a true crime, but Truman Capote has written it into a novel. So it
Yep.
reads like a fiction book, but it's not.
Yeah.
And we will talk a bit about that part of it and the Truman Capote part in this episode, but it's a true crime podcast, so we're mostly talking about the crime itself.
Yep.
If you want to hear Sammy and I go on a deep dive into our thoughts about the book and more about Truman Capote himself and what we think about how he wrote that, please listen to our episode of He Read, She Read.
You simply must.
And do you know much about the crime? I mean, obviously you've read the book
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of people talk about the book and not actually the Clutter family murder, where it became one of the most famous murders of all time because of the book. So do you know a lot of details about it?
Not really, other than what's in the book. I mean, but I kind of got, I guess, I got a little bit sidetracked by Truman Capote and his obsession.
It's a lot about, the town and characters and stuff as well, not just the crime.
Yes, and the killers as well. Yeah.
That's right. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we delve into the Clutter family murder?
Well, you're away this weekend, so I'm going to watch Heated Rivalry.
Yeah. Are you really?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
It's really funny that you said because I'm away, like because if I was here and I knew you were watching Heated Rivalry,
you'd come over and watch it with
I'd
me.
been absolute pain in the ass.
Shouting at the TV
Pardon
and
the
stuff.
pun.
Pardon Vicar. But I imagine it's like people watching sports with people, like you're going to be shouting at the TV.
Yes.
And you're going to a music festival that I've always wanted to go to called
Festivale. So it's actually a food and wine festival that has musical acts there as well. Jess Mowboy, Grinspoon, British India. Grinspoon. I'm going to Grinspoon tomorrow night.
Hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And 3 small-time comedians you might have heard of will also be performing there tomorrow, named Luke McGregor, Nick Cody, and Claire Hooper.
That's a great lineup. It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be a really fun weekend.
So while you're there, I'm going to be watching Heated Rivalry.
You know what? I mean this with all sincerity. Mm-hmm. I'm jealous of that.
Well, I'm jealous of you going to Festivale.
Hey, come to Festivale.
You should have asked me a few weeks ago and I would have.
To be able to watch Heated Rivalry for the first time again is something I'll never be able to do, and I'll forever be jealous of people. It is the best show ever written. I cannot stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm deeply in love with Hudson Williams.
Which one's that one? Well, I'll find out. Don't worry about it. I'll find out.
No, you won't, because it's the name of the actor.
Okay.
But we can talk about it after.
We'll talk about it after.
There's going to be so much to talk about on next week's episode.
Oh, my God. Let's do this week's episode then, G-Love.
Okay, let's do it. The Clutter family lived in Holcomb, Kansas.
I know this from reading the book.
That after every sentence.
I know this.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
The father, Herbert Clutter, was born in 1911 and his whole life was farming. He was an agricultural agent for the county and he went around teaching farmers as well as owning his own farm himself.
Oh.
And his father had done that as well. So he was a farmer from way back. Herb started his own farm in the 1940s named River Valley Farm, also in Holcomb, Kansas. He was absolutely beloved in the community, labelled, and I feel like you'll be able to guess the labels. You wouldn't say like beloved farmer guy. What did people say he was?
Wholesome.
Yeah, and
lovely.
And
beautiful.
Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth. That's what's
successful and stood up for the little guy. Like he wasn't just for himself and his family. He's
big farmer.
Big farmer. Yeah, that's clever.
I like that. Big farmer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that. That's very clever.
Thank you.
But Big Pharma famously doesn't stick up for the little guy.
I disagree. If you'd like to sponsor us, Big Pharma,
yes,
we're very interested.
Pfizer.
More than happy to.
Oxycontin. Oxycontin. I don't think we should ask for sponsorships from Oxycontin.
Morphine.
Okay, I'll have some morphine. Yeah. So Herb's farm was thriving, but he also then fiercely advocated for smaller farms as well.
Oh.
He was the president of the National Association of Wheat Growers.
He is a big farmer.
He's a big
farmer.
His whole family was very much the picture of the 1950s perfect American family.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah, I was about to say you got it, but I didn't tell you.
Told me.
This is going to be a long episode if we keep going like this. There's a real vibe in here today. I like it. It's fun. I'm having fun. It's because I've got my shoes off and a pig on my t-shirt.
Your shoes off, Tim Minchin. You're having a good time.
Tim Minchin. Can we sing a Tim Minchin song quickly?
At the end.
Okay, I'll rush through
I'll give you a treat to the end.
like
to get her through. Little carrot, to dangle this carrot the whole time.
So President Eisenhower actually appointed Herb Clutter to the Federal Farm Credit Board in 1953.
When you thought a farmer couldn't get bigger, it's bigger farmer.
Farmer. He was active in politics, both local and national. In contrast, however, his wife Bonnie was very introverted.
Right.
Yes, she was salt of the earth and lovely as well, but she wasn't this, out about in politics. And, the president knows him.
Not life of a showgirl.
No. More a Kermit than a Miss Piggy, I'd say.
Interesting.
She had severe depression and anxiety. Oh, sorry, Kermit.
Yeah.
Maybe more an eel?
Yeah, maybe more an eel. The other famous Muppet.
I think I just snorted.
You did.
Did I just?
Eel, yes, the other famous Muppet. That was full on. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break.
No, I can see anything. I just really wasn't expecting you to say that. Was quite funny. I just did a spit take, but with snot.
With your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting. That's That's probably the worst thing that's ever happened on the podcast.
She wears a pig t-shirt once.
Little piggy.
I don't think I can do this episode. It's so gross. Please don't make a clip of that.
No, I won't make a
please.
clip of that bit. Just my face going, oh.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. Oh my God. Okay. I can't. We're talking about poor Bonnie Clutter's depression.
yeah.
I can't. All right. So Bonnie Clutter had actually been hospitalised several times for months at a time with depression and anxiety. She also had nervous muscle spasms. She slept a lot, but she was really determined to get better and to be well and present for her family. When she was feeling good and more active in the community, she was an active member of the Methodist Church.
All right, okay.
She taught Sunday school. And she was part of the Women's Society of Christian Service. She was a good, wholesome, salt of the earth American mother. She and Herb were very much in love, and Herb really tried very hard to help and stand by her. Right. So there was not, I feel like often you hear, especially in, like the olden days, when someone has had postnatal depression or depressive episodes, it kind of is spoken about as, and then the husband's like, oh, she's just sleeping all day.
Yeah.
This was very much not the case with this family. He understood that she was unwell and would really stand by her and was trying to do everything to help her.
That's so sad. That's heartbreaking, isn't it? Yeah.
Herb and Bonnie had 4 children. They had 2 older daughters, Eviana and Beverly, who were adults at the time and living out of the home.
Yes, yep.
And at the time of the incident we are discussing, they had a 16-year-old daughter, Nancy, and 15-year-old son, Kenyon, who were living at home with them.
That's such an interesting name, isn't it, Kenyon?
I've never heard Kenyon again,
not
like
at all.
before or since.
Yeah.
If we have any listeners called Kenyon, please write in.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd have a listener called Bort.
Oh, I love Bort.
I
Bort's
love
voice is amazing.
Bort. So now I won't really I'll mention Eviana and Beverly again at the end, but they don't come up through the story. They weren't living at home at the time.
And they weren't really involved in the book, were they? Like
no, and that's okay. Well, yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'll talk about at the end, the fact that they weren't involved. So when I'm talking about the family and the Clutter family and the whole family, I am just talking about Nancy, Kenyon, Bonnie and Herb.
Yes, yep.
I'm not discounting Eviana and Beverly. They weren't involved in the incident that took place.
Yep.
And they were, Nancy and Kenyon were the classic all-American teens of the 1950s, like picture Grease the musical. Mm-hmm. They were younger kids. The younger kids were also very heavily involved in the Methodist Church and youth services. Nancy was popular, pretty, a straight-A student, very classic.
Yeah.
She had a boyfriend named Bobby Rupp.
Such an American name, Bobby Rupp.
Isn't it Bobby Rupp? It's so, I feel like that's a character from Grease.
Yes, absolutely, Bobby Rupp, yep.
She was a member of the mixed chorus. She received the Good Citizen Award at school just days before her death. Spoiler alert, I'm sorry, she dies. Kenyon, the 15-year-old son, was also really popular, but much more quiet and reserved. Sure. Again, he was the Kermit to Nancy's Miss Piggy.
Beautifully put.
Thank you. He had good grades. He was a star athlete, especially in basketball and track teams. They were a really, really close family who did a lot for the community. Now I'm going to tell you about 2 other people. Mm-hmm. A man named Richard, known as Dick Hickok, was in Kansas State Penitentiary for robbery. His cellmate was a man named Floyd Wells. And as they got chatting in their cell, passing the time on each of their sentences, Floyd Wells told Dick Hickok that when he got out, he was going to rob an old farmhouse that he used to work at. The farmhouse was called River Valley Farm in Holcomb, Kansas. Floyd had worked there in the late 40s and had worked for Herb Clutter. And he told his cellmate, Dick Hickok, that he knew that Herb Clutter kept $10,000 cash in a safe in the house.
My God.
Now, I didn't actually I want to quickly look that up, what that would be worth in today's money. Because it would be, quite significant, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just interesting that he knew that from working on the farm. It just seems like such a interesting bit of information, doesn't it?
I will very much get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, no, $10,000 in 1940
This will be good.
would be
You're good at maths.
worth between $300,000 and $450,000 today.
God.
Okay, so that's all.
So much money just keeping you safe.
Yes. So as Floyd was talking about this, Dick thought, well, I have less time on my sentence than Floyd does.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it.
God.
I'm going to do that plan actually and break out and get, not break out, he was going to be released, but he's going to break into the house and get the money. Now let's talk about Dick Hickok. Growing up, he was athletic, smart and cool and a good-looking guy. Mm-hmm. He didn't get a scholarship to college that he thought he would, and his family couldn't afford to send him to college, so he went straight into the workforce doing odd jobs to make a dime. Mm-hmm. Now, he was close with his family. His family was, by all means a kind of lower middle class family or even middle class family.
Yeah, sure.
They didn't have enough money to pay for his college, but they were, a close family, tight-knit.
Yep.
By age 28, Dick Hickok had been married and divorced twice.
Oh, wow. Okay. By 28, did you say?
By 28.
Oh, wow.
Yes. He would do anything to avoid working too hard. That probably counts for the marriages.
Sure, yeah.
As well as in actual work.
Yeah.
He was really spoken about as just a really lazy guy.
Right, okay.
He didn't want to have to do hard work.
Yeah.
Even he didn't get the scholarship, so he went, okay, well, I just won't go to college at all. He didn't then, try to get a job to be able to put himself through college later. And he didn't like working because he wasn't doing jobs that he wanted to do. So he would get around doing a lot of robberies, stealing cars, stealing number plates, and he ended up in and out of jail quite a few times.
Wow.
He'd also been in a car accident when he was younger. I didn't find the age he was in the car accident, and it left him with scars on his face, which he hated.
Right, okay,
He really cherished his good looks
Really
growing
self-conscious
up.
about it.
And he was not even self-conscious, he was angry.
Right.
He was not a good guy. We don't have to feel sorry for him.
Okay, yep.
He would say that his face had been ruined, and he was really angry about that. He carried a real grudge about it.
Yeah, right.
A new cellmate moved in next door to, in the cell next to to Floyd and Dick. And this man's name was Perry Smith. Now, conversely to Dick, he grew up in a very poor and a very violent family.
Okay, yep.
His parents were both severe alcoholics, and his parents and siblings had mental health issues. He didn't finish school, and he didn't have many skills to maintain a job. Certainly not a good job.
Yeah,
it was a very different upbringing to Dick's. Mm-hmm. He'd never had a long-term girlfriend. He, didn't have the love and support of his family as Dick had. He joined the army in 1948 and was honourably discharged in 1952, but had no job skills, so really struggled after leaving the army. He became a drifter, and again, like Dick, was arrested a lot for petty crimes. Now, the difference between Dick and Perry in committing crimes is it's spoken about more as if Dick did the crimes because he was, a dick, and Perry because he was more desperate. He didn't have money, he couldn't get a job, and that's why he would do the crimes. I mean, that's not an excuse, but that was his excuse.
Sure, yep.
In 1956, Perry and Dick were at Lansing. I said Kansas State Penitentiary. They were at Lansing.
Oh, Lansing, okay.
Floyd Wells says that Dick became obsessed with the thought of this $10,000 in the farmer's house in Holcomb.
So much money.
Yes.
It's wild. Yeah.
Dick would say that he was going to take this new friend, Perry Smith, because he was dumb and impressionable.
Oh, sure.
And he was going to steal the money from the safe when they got out of prison.
Oh, my God.
Now, Dick saw something in Perry that he had something that he wanted. So Perry had something that Dick wanted, and that was the skills of a natural-born killer, according to Dick.
Wow.
Perry also then saw something in Dick that he didn't have. That was confidence, the ability to make a move without second-guessing yourself.
Sure, okay.
So they see each other as the person who's going to make this robbery actually happen. Neither of them would do it on their own, they can do it together. And Perry was always seeking Dick's validation. Again, they grew up very differently. Perry grew up quite unloved by all accounts, and Dick really took him under his wing, and Perry kind of really took to that and wanted to impress him and be friends with him. Perry got parole on July 6, 1959. He had to leave Kansas under his parole conditions. He wasn't ever allowed back in the state, or at least for the parole term.
Yeah, okay.
He wasn't allowed back in the state.
Interesting not to be allowed back in the state. You usually think that you actually have to stay somewhere so people can keep an eye on you, but not allowed in the state seems bizarre.
It's kind of like, I don't know if this is the case, but it feels like they've gone, well, if you're going to do more petty crimes, not on our turf.
Go to another state.
Someone else's
Yeah,
problem.
it does feel like that, yeah.
But he did stay close by to Kansas, so as close as he could possibly be, because he was waiting for Dick to get out and he wanted to be as close as he could be. Dick was meant to get out many months later, but he actually got an early release and was released in August, so just about 5 or 6 weeks after Perry was released. Dick moved back in with his parents for a few months so he could save up some money, and the two men wrote letters back and forth talking about their plans to rob the Clutter farm. Perry was hesitant. He didn't want to mess up his parole by returning to Kansas. Apparently it wasn't the robbery that worried him. It was just breaking parole. I think he was so... they'd convinced themselves they're never going to get caught. So it's like, what if we get pulled over? What if we get pulled over while I'm in Kansas and they find out that I'm here? Yeah. But like the robbery part, we won't get caught for that.
That's insane.
Not very smart people. After many letters back and forth and Dick's insistence, Perry said, I've written here, Perry said LFG, let's fucking go. I don't know if he actually said
maybe he did, I don't think he did.
And he probably didn't write LFG in the
probably not LFG.
In 1959.
Fire emoji.
Hand drawn.
Yeah.
Little bomb thing. So it was planned that they would meet in Olathe, which is close to the Missouri border, in early November.
Right.
They got there on November 14.
So it's quite a long time, like August to November.
Yeah, because remember I said they were planning it out.
Yeah.
Dick moved back in with his parents so they could plan it for a while without kind of the, guards of the prison watching them, and he could save up some money. They could both do some, little jobs here and there to make some money.
Yep.
And they wanted to make sure they had this plan all, down pat. They also knew that Floyd Wells was the only other person that kind of, as far as they knew about this cash and was planning on robbing them, and he was still behind bars. So they weren't like, someone else is going to get the cash first, So on November 14, they stole a car in Olathe and they drove 400 miles, which is about 650 kilometres.
Such a long way.
Which to me, in my mind, I was like, I don't really know what that means. So I looked it up, and that's the same distance as if you were to drive from Melbourne to Canberra.
Yeah, it's a very long way.
Like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Into that, on Google Maps it said driving to Melbourne to Canberra will be 8 hours. Don't know how long it took in like a Chevy in the 50s.
Yeah, but that's such a long drive.
Yes, and they drove to a place called Garden City, which is where Holcomb is. They stopped once on the way and bought nylon rope, rubber gloves, adhesive tape and a small pocket knife. They arrived in Garden City just after midnight on December 15, where they stopped for gas, and then they drove the final mile to Holcomb and the River Valley Farm. River Valley Farm has a long dirt driveway. Before they drove up to the farm, they stopped at the base of the driveway to kind of, get themselves psyched up and try to lower their nerves and get themselves ready for this. They sat there to try to get their head straight, and they saw a light go on in another house nearby, and they totally freaked out. Dix said, we can't do this tonight. No, there's lights on. He's really freaked out. But together they catch their breaths, pull themselves together, and up they go on the long driveway towards the Clutter family farm.
On foot?
No, in the car.
Oh, in the car. Right.
Well, like at least a little bit of the way in the car. And then,
okay.
Right up to the house, sorry, because the next sentence says, they parked the car near a side entrance to the house where Floyd had said there was an office with the safe with the cash. And the two men just wandered straight in to the office in the
just
family
like an
home.
Yeah.
Well, it's the 1950s.
Yeah, of course.
It's a
On a
tiny
farm
town
as well,
on a farm that doors weren't locked. Now, as I said, they stopped and bought rope, tape, and a pocket knife and rubber gloves. But what they already had and brought into the farm with them was a large flashlight, a large hunting knife, and a shotgun for a robbery, allegedly. Dick has the knife and Perry has the gun. Now, no one is in the office space that they walk into. So they rifle around and search for the safe, but they can't find it. Floyd had said it would be behind the desk. It wasn't there. They're kind of looking in cupboards and stuff, and they're a bit confused. Because Floyd had also described this office as like really large and fancy.
Yeah.
So they were assuming it would be really obvious this family was loaded.
Yes,
But the office they found themselves in was just a tiny little home office. It was really modest and really normal. And importantly, there was no safe. Dick in particular is pissed.
Yeah.
He had planned this all out for months and was not going to leave without his money. He'd been planning it, or at least daydreaming about it, for 5 years. So what would you do if you were Dick and Perry in this situation?
I would turn myself into prison.
Into prison?
Yep.
Rock up to prison, go,
Yep.
excuse me, sir.
Excuse me,
I've
I was about to
committed-"
commit a crime.
Yep, and that's why you're good. And that's why you're here today, not in prison.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, what Perry and Dick did was go and ask the family where the money was.
So they're like holding them up and saying, you know, where's the money, where's the money?
I'm going to tell you exactly what they did.
Oh my
Unfortunately.
God.
Chance break. Perry and Dick walk into Herb and Bonnie's room and wake them with a flashlight, flashlight straight to the eyes. Now, there are conflicting reports here about whether Bonnie was in that room or another room because of her health issues. She would often sleep in a different room.
Yeah, sure.
But either way, it was their bedroom, and at the very least, Herb was in there.
Yep.
He was woken up by flashlight to the eyes, and they demanded to know where the safe was. Herb said there is no safe in the house. They've never had a safe, and there's definitely no cash. He famously pays for everything by check.
Yeah.
Everyone in town could back this up. He says he never uses cash. He never gets paid in cash. He never pays with cash. Everything is by check because it's a business. You know,
of
it all
course.
needs to come back to that. He says that he'll write these men a check for any amount of money. He'll write away everything he has, but please, please, please leave my family alone.
Yes.
This isn't good enough for Dick and Perry. They want that cash money.
Yeah.
So they go around to every room. They get the rest of the family and lock them all in the upstairs bathroom together, tying them up with the rope that they brought. While the family was then locked in the bathroom, Dick and Perry turned the whole house upside down, looking for cash, looking for any valuables they could find. But there was nothing. There was no safe and there was no cash. Herb had been telling the truth. So what did this make these robbers do? Get even angrier.
They're furious, weren't they?
So they decide to take it out on the family. And trigger warning here for the details about what happened. Dick and Perry go up to the bathroom. They put tape over the mouths of the people that they had tied up. Dick takes the two males, Herb and 15-year-old Kenyon, down to the basement of the house, where he throws Herb onto the floor and ties Kenyon up to a pipe in the corner of the room. He then goes back upstairs, grabs 16-year-old Nancy, takes her to her bed and ties her up to her bedposts. Now, when she's found she doesn't have tape on her mouth, the other family members all do. While this is happening, Perry is left in the bathroom to watch over Bonnie. She's hog-tied on the floor with her mouth taped. At one point, he offered her a chair because she looked uncomfortable. Then Dick comes into the bathroom and does the same thing to Bonnie, taking her to her bed and tying her to the bedposts. Dick and Perry then go down to the basement, and Perry notices that Herb is cold on the floor. It's a cement floor in the basement and it's winter. So he gets pieces of cardboard and puts them down on the floor and places Herb on top of them to make sure he's not as cold.
It's such strange behaviour in this sort of situation.
Yeah. Now, while this is happening, it's almost as if Kenyon seems to notice a hint of like compassion or maybe like regret or softness or something. And Kenyon, the 15-year-old boy, says that the ties that he's tied up to the pipe with are kind of cutting off circulations to his wrists and they're hurting. So Perry cuts him free, takes him to a couch that's in the basement and ties him up there, looser, and brings him a pillow and places it under his head.
It's so bizarre. It is such
Really
bizarre behaviour.
Bizarre. And
Now,
now
if you're going to go through with this, you'd imagine you'd be callous enough to...
this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to give any spoilers, but the episode is called The Clutter Family Murders.
Yeah.
So take from that what you will. But it makes it so much weirder that they're making them comfortable.
Yes, yeah.
The whole ordeal lasts around 2 hours.
It's awful.
Can you, you can't. We
The horror.
can't imagine what that would be like for that family.
They're so distressed.
And the two, Bonnie and Nancy, are on their own, in their own rooms, tied up on their own. Herb and Kenyon are together, but, not being able to help each other and not knowing what they can do and what's going to happen.
Yeah.
After 2 hours, where we don't really know what happened, Perry tells Dick to go and get the knife and kill Herb.
My God.
Perry says Dick was teasing him about not having the guts to do it himself, saying, this is what we've come here to do. So was it a planned murder all along? This doesn't sound like just a robbery for cash. If they're going, well, come on, this is what we came here to do.
Yeah.
You do it. And if it was a planned murder all along, why take 2 hours and make it so cruel? Like doing, tying them up and everything and leaving them there for so long. Then after being teased by Dick, Perry does exactly what I'm sure Dick was trying to get him to do, is reacts by grabbing the hunting knife from Dick, and he slits Herb's throat in front of his 15-year-old son.
It's awful.
He then, because apparently this was necessary, also shoots Herb at close range in the head. Shortly after that, 15-year-old Kenyon is also shot in the head at close range. When he's found, his head is lying on the pillow that Perry had brought him.
My God.
Nancy and Bonnie are upstairs, and I can only assume they would have heard 2 shots go out.
Of course.
Like, can you fucking imagine?
Horrific.
The terror wouldn't have lasted that long, though, for them after hearing the shots, because after they had killed Herb and Kenyon, the men went up to Nancy's room and shot her, 16-year-old Nancy, in the face, followed by Bonnie. The 2 men collected the shotgun shells as they went around the house so as not to leave a link to their gun.
Yeah.
All 4 Clutter family members were shot at very close range in the face or the head. Herb was also cut to the throat. About the shootings, Perry would later tell a court, which is perhaps a spoiler as well, it was like picking off targets in a shooting gallery.
Of course it was.
Isn't that horrendous?
Horrendous. Correct use of the word.
Correct use. When they were done raiding the house and killing an entire innocent family, the men left with nothing but a pair of binoculars, a transistor radio, and $40 they found in Herb's wallet. All that for 4 lives.
It's disgusting.
They're also fucking stupid because there was an envelope full of cash on Nancy's dresser that they just didn't see, I guess. And this is awful. The reason the 16-year-old girl had an envelope full of cash on her dresser was because she was going to make a donation to the church the following morning.
So sad.
Perry and Dick drove off past the county boundary line, and there they cleaned themselves and the gun off with the car's radiator water, and then they dug a hole and buried the shotgun shells, the tape and the rope just next to the highway. They didn't bury the knife or the gun. I mean, these guys are see you next Tuesdays. They clearly thought we might be able to use these for something else.
Yeah.
And they're petty criminals and they're stealing cars and all sorts of things. So they're probably thinking, well, we're not going to get rid of our weapons. We might need them.
Yeah, exactly.
The following day, a Sunday morning, the Clutters didn't arrive to Nancy's friend Susan Kidwell's house to pick her up for church as they always did. Susan and her family were concerned immediately. They tried calling the Clutter house a number of times and got no answer. So Nancy and a friend, this is confusing, Susan and a friend whose name was also Nancy.
Oh, sure, yep.
And this Nancy's dad went over to the Clutter farm to check that all was okay. But they could tell something was off immediately when they arrived because the family's car was there, where they should have been at church, and there were no lights on in the house nor noises coming from there at all. The dad had been working on his farm that morning, so said, I don't want to traipse mud through the house. Mm-hmm. I'll take off my boots and you girls go ahead and call out to your friend. So Susan and Nancy, 2 young girls, go into the Clutter farm.
Oh, my God.
The kitchen door was unlocked, which was normal. But there were no signs anyone had made breakfast, which was odd for this time of the morning in a house full of people. Then they saw Nancy's purse open on the floor. So they started calling out for their friend and walked up towards her bedroom. They saw the door ajar and they went in and they saw Nancy on the bed wearing her nightie, bound to the bed by her hands and feet, with cords torn from her curtains. There was blood all over the walls, floor and roof, and her face was not recognisable because it had been shot at such close range.
God.
Susan later said she didn't remember screaming. She only remembered seeing Nancy's teddy bear staring at her and her friend running away. The dad heard the screams and the girls running out, so he went in and he saw the same thing. He called the sheriff immediately. God. They had only seen Nancy. Finney County Sheriff Earl Robinson called in his friend at the Kansas Bureau, the KBI, like the FBI, but for Kansas. Okay. His friend Alvin Dewey, who both came out, and it was them who searched the whole house and discovered the horrors also in Bonnie's bedroom and the basement. They found Bonnie as they had found Nancy. They found Kenyon, who'd been shot in the face with his head still on the pillow on the couch.
God.
And they found Herb hung from a pipe in the basement.
So they hung him after they...
I think it was possible that he'd been tortured before he was killed. God. So the Finney County Sheriff's Department and the KBI had a quadruple homicide and zero idea what happened. The family had no known enemies. There were no dodgy business dealings, and no one had seen nor heard a thing. 17 investigators were assigned to the case. It was initially thought to be a robbery gone wrong, which is kind of semi-right, maybe.
Yeah.
But they were confused by the cash left in Nancy's room and that both Bonnie and Herb were wearing gold wedding rings and Bonnie a diamond engagement ring.
It's bizarre they didn't take those.
Because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah. Just wanted cash because that's what they came for.
I just think they maybe weren't even smart enough to look. To
look
and think about jewelry.
If they didn't find the money on the dresser, then you're like, well...
Yeah, but it's because they said they ransacked the whole house looking for cash, but they were just looking for that massive sum of cash.
Yeah.
I don't know how and why they ended up nicking a transistor radio and a pair of binoculars.
They could sell those. That's wild.
Yeah, but why not then? Why wouldn't you be thinking about jewelry and stuff? They're just idiots. Dangerous, horrible criminal idiots. There was one funeral held for the 4 Clutter family members.
One funeral? For all 4?
Yeah, which is, I think...
That's so sad.
Well, it's more devastating because, there were 4 caskets there all together. More than 1,000 people attended the funeral, which is amazing for a small town.
Oh, my God,
in
absolutely.
The 50s,
yeah.
Wild.
It shows how well loved and respected they were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the town was so small that the KBI officers and local sheriffs were there not because they were investigating their deaths, but because they knew Herb.
Oh, that's so sad.
So then that makes you realise that Alvin Dewey and Earl Robinson, when they went into the house to find what they did, that was someone they knew.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's just so much more awful. So investigators started looking into whether it could have been when I was saying about them thinking it was maybe a robbery gone wrong, when they found that the jewellery was still there, that the envelope of cash was still there,
it seems really suspicious,
they were like,
doesn't it?
actually it feels more like someone's tried to make it look like a robbery.
Yes.
By kind of throwing things around and leaving an open wallet on the floor and stuff like that. So they started looking into whether this could have possibly been a grudge killing against Herb. Right? They had no ideas otherwise. So they're like, right, Herb's a prominent businessman and politician, works with political alliances.
Yeah.
There are a few people around town who did say, like, I mean, yeah, I suppose there'll always be people unhappy with, you know, a businessman who's doing well and someone aligned with politics.
Yeah.
Another suspect came up who was Nancy's boyfriend, 17-year-old. Do you remember his name?
No.
Bobby Rupp.
Bobby Rupp, of course, Bobby Rupp.
He was the last person to have seen the Clutter family alive. He visited the Clutter home on November 14 to watch television with Nancy and her family and said he left around 11 p.m. Now, we know now, but investigators didn't at the time, that Perry and Dick got there around midnight.
Oh,
so there very well could have been a fifth victim in this if Bobby Rupp was still there. But, of course, they didn't know that at the time. They were looking into why he could have, you know, why he was the last person to see them alive. And, of course, as we always say, it's always the husband and the boyfriend.
Yes, yeah.
Not and or.
And or, not both, always.
Yeah, it's always the husband and the boyfriend.
Yeah, always.
It's usually, that's the motive if there's a husband and a boyfriend. Now, people in the town started to gossip. Of course they did. There's 4
small
people,
town. Yeah, people they knew.
And gossip came up about Bobby Rupp as well. There were rumours that there had been tensions in the family about Nancy and Bobby's relationship because the Clutters were Seventh-day Adventists and Bobby was Catholic.
Right, okay.
And the relationship was getting pretty serious. They'd been together for a couple of years. So maybe there were some fights about whether Nancy was allowed to continue seeing Bobby. But no matter of these suspicions, whether it was a business or political grudge or something to do with Bobby and Nancy's relationship, police needed evidence to grow more than suspicions about anyone.
Yeah.
The evidence they found in the house was boot prints in the blood on the floor of the basement. And so one in the blood on the floor and another boot print on the cardboard that had been put down for Herb so he didn't get cold before brutally murdering and probably torturing him.
Boot prints is so odd in the blood. That is so strange.
Well, they were very clear boot prints. One had a diamond pattern on the sole and another boot print had a Cat's Paw brand logo.
That's so distinct.
2 very distinct, 2 different brands.
Yes.
So 2 different
people.
boots and no shoes in the Clutter house matched either of these shoes. So suddenly police are looking for 2 killers.
Yes, yeah.
Police determined the type of gunshot used, and just 4 days after the murders, they found some upturned earth next to the highway. So someone had said that they had noticed blood on like the bridge crossing and then saw this piece of upturned earth. So they called police. And police dug very, for 30 seconds. It was a very shallow grave. Found the tape, the rope, the shell casings, which of course matched the type of gun that they'd worked out had been used.
It's insane they didn't try and hide it, just a second. Just went, it's probably done. Yeah.
Maybe we'll retitle this episode.
Yeah, the fucking idiots.
So suddenly it seems to police that they could be looking for strangers.
Yes.
Perhaps there were no grudges or family dynamics at play here. It looked like 2 people had come in and just killed them.
Yeah.
The murders were huge news. It was a tiny, tiny community and everyone in the community was really close. People stopped leaving their homes. For the first time ever, they bought locks for their homes. The idea that strangers could have come in and murdered a beloved, quiet, young, religious family was more terrifying than any other prospect anyone could imagine.
Yeah.
It quickly went from local news to national news too. Murders of this level just didn't happen in small town farming communities. And because this made national news, a man named Floyd Wells heard what happened. He was still in jail and heard it on the radio. He didn't want to get drawn into it, so he didn't say anything yet. Mm-hmm. But after 2 weeks, he decided he needed to unload his burden, whether it was his conscience that got the better of him.
It's only 2 weeks, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. He had only told Perry and Dick about the cash, and he knew the family, he'd worked with them. So, maybe his conscience couldn't handle the fact that they'd been killed. He made a plan to be called into the warden's office.
Sure. Also the burden, to unload his burden
exactly.
in the warden's office.
But he wanted to do so under false pretenses because, you don't snitch in jail. The last thing you do is
Yeah.
snitch. So if someone just sent him walking into the warden's office, they'd be like, the fuck are you doing, Wells?
Snitches get
Get
stitches.
That's what I've written here,
And
Sammy.
I have another one. Dipper Dobbers wear chocolate nappies.
That's you've said that before. I
Yeah.
hate that.
Okay.
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 Okay. You gonna say sorry?
Okay.
Say sorry.
Okay.
So he whacked a guy, so he'd get called into the warden's office.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a good guy too. And when I say whack, like hit.
Yes.
He
No, he didn't
kill
whack.
him.
He didn't.
No, he's
Not an
like-
old mob term.
Yeah, a whack. That's when you're like a contract killing is called a
Yes.
whack.
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
Whack. Yeah.
It's also like, oh no, that's whap.
Wet ass pussy.
As soon as I said that, I knew you were going to say that. I think I'm thinking of wham and thwack.
Yeah. Yeah.
said
Yeah.
whack.
Wet ass pussy. No, in old like like old Batman.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
The old the old one with Adam West and
Thwack.
Yeah, thwack, pow,
And
kazam,
wham. But I
Yeah.
said whack.
wet ass pussy. That's what you said. I'll never forgive you for that.
Again. Oh, okay. Well, I've updated this story. So Perry's writing, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
LFG
yeah,
and
whap.
some fire emojis.
You're trying to relate to the kids. We're trying to get big on book talk.
Book talk, exactly. We're trying to
Whap.
get some young listeners.
And then he said whap,
He said, whap, get a bucket and a
mop
mop.
for this
help me
wet
out."
ass pussy.
No, you didn't need to say that.
Okay.
You've gone too far.
Okay.
Say sorry.
Okay.
So he gets called into the warden's office. And as soon as he was in there and he was alone with the warden, he spilled on his belief that Perry and Dick could have been the killers. He said he remembered Herb Clutter paying him for a job. Sorry, this is what he said to the warden that he had said to Dick.
Yes.
That he remembered Herb Clutter paying him for a job with a large wad of cash that had come from a safe. He said he remembered Herb saying that he'd been paid $10,000 that day, so assumed that cash was in the safe as well. Mm-hmm. And that he described where the safe was and the farm to Dick. Now, what is interesting here is that he never was paid in cash. He never saw a safe in the Clutter farm. So whether his memories were mixed up, remember how he said as well, the office was really like the
Big
family,
and bougie.
yes.
And yeah.
And there was never a safe in the Clutter family farm, never. So it's like he's got the memories of two different stories, two different times of being paid by someone,
That's so
a contractor.
weird.
Yeah.
Especially when he knew them and he worked for them. It's very weird to get those
Yeah, but then
stories
like he
mixed up.
worked there for a few months, but he worked other places in the years following as well. It's like he's got those two stories mixed up. And there were like they went back and found the check stubs that he'd been paid by Herb Clutter with a check.
Yeah.
So he's got these two stories mixed up. I don't know Floyd Well's background. I don't know if he was, a bit 50 cents short of a dollar or drug fucked or something. I don't know. But for whatever reason, he was adamant that Herb Clutter had paid him had paid him $10,000.
Yeah.
Had paid him in cash. That he remembered it coming from a safe that was behind a desk in the office. But when he described the office and the farm, it was exactly as it was the location of the office was where he said it would be.
That's bizarre.
Yes.
Wait,
Wait,
just trying to connect to the kids again.
Ready? Is that it? Is that what they do?
What's that?
Like skid skid.
Oh, skid prut. Yeah, something like that.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's it.
No, not that. What?
That's
What?
That's
what they
it.
do.
Yeah, Yas Queen.
Yas Queen. Yas Hunty.
Yes, auntie.
And also yeet. I'm going to yeet
Oh, you do
myself
say that
out of here.
sometimes.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm young and cool.
Yo, young, cool.
Where am I?
Lol.
Lol out loud.
Lol out loud.
So this is a quote from Floyd Wells to the warden. I suspect I talked too much about the money Mr. Clutter had. Hickok talked a lot about Perry Smith. Said after they got out of the joint, they could pull some jobs to get enough money for a down payment on a boat. They would run charter services for deep-sea fishermen and eventually make contacts and use the boat to bring in narcotics. I didn't believe Hickok, but he kept talking about it. I tried to talk him out of it, said he would get caught, but he said he had a plan. And after the robbery, he would kill everyone there and leave no witnesses.
My God.
So he'd said that
Yeah.
to
He's actually
Floyd
gonna go
Wells
through with it.
in jail. So all thoughts we might have had, speculation about whether
Went
the
wrong
killings
or
or
whatever,
what
they got
went
angry.
wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they went in with a hunting knife and a
Yes.
gun. There was all this thing saying, remember how Dick had said earlier, why wouldn't you do what we said we were coming here to do, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like they had planned to do this all along.
Absolutely.
So the KBI finally had the names of 2 suspects.
Wow.
While this investigation was going on, Dick and Perry were on the run. They drove to Mexico. They pawned the binoculars and the radio that they'd stolen. They stole more cars along the way so they couldn't be traced. They committed thefts and then eventually came back to the US so they could also forge checks. They kind of run out of money in Mexico
Yeah.
and
Need a
didn't
new
have
way
a
to
way
get
to
money.
do that. Yep. So they kept stealing cars, ditching, stealing, forging checks, buying things like suits, like fancy things, anything that they could. They kept in touch with their family via payphones, but always lying about where they were. All the while, police were launching a massive, large-scale manhunt. They went into these men's criminal records and were able to use these to find and talk to family members and former criminal associates to try to track down their movements. On December 9, so remember November 15, overnight between November 14 and 15 is when the murders occurred. On December 9, police got a warrant to search Dick Hickok.
Hiccup.
I hiccuped as I said Hickok.
It's hiccup. That's fun.
That was like a thwack.
Of the-
you know,
of
like
the-
the onomatopoeia where the noise sounds like what you're saying.
I'm going to need a
Hickok.
bucket and a mop.
No, don't say that
A
word again.
Okay.
You're going to say it, aren't you?
I'm not.
I can feel it. You're going to just throw it out
I'll
there
say
in
at
a
the
minute.
end.
No, don't.
Okay.
Don't desecrate Claudia's cat stickers by saying that yucky word.
Okay.
Thank you. So they got a warrant to search Dick Hickok's or Hiccup's family farm. And there they found the hunting knife used to slit Herb Clutter's throat and the shotgun used to kill all 4 family members. But they didn't find was the men. They were not there. On December 30, police in Las Vegas spotted a car that had been reported as stolen a few days earlier. They pulled it over, routine, all right, here's a stolen car. Let's pull these guys over and ask them about the car. And they could not believe their eyes when in the car they saw the 2 men whose mugshots had been plastered everywhere as the men wanted over the Clutter family murders in Kansas 6 weeks earlier.
It's such a lucky happenstance. Like
Isn't
you're just
it?
like, wow, like pulling them over and realizing and not just letting them go. Like they haven't
And
seen
how
it.
often do you hear about
Of
things like
course.
that as well?
And police departments not communicating to each other,
Yeah.
and then someone
Yeah,
just gets
but
let
because
go.
this was such a big... And like
Yeah.
that would have happened if this story hadn't become such a
Of
massive
course.
national news because it was a family in this small farming
Yeah.
town and everything. So Perry Smith and Dick Hickok were arrested without incident, kind
Yeah.
of surprisingly. They were transferred back to Findlay County in Kansas and they were charged with 4 counts of murder. The media called them Weak-Faced Hickok and Runty Smith.
Wow, what
I
names?
just think it's so it's like so 1959.
Yeah.
It's like really cute.
So
like,
also
well,
personally
you're-
angry at them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And like they're kind of cute
Yes.
terms.
Yeah.
Like, you know, weak-faced and runty. Like
Yeah.
these days we kind of go, that's like, oh, that's cute to use that. But I love, you're right, it's personal
Yeah,
for the media
yeah.
to be going, we're not just going to call him
Oh,
Dick
you're
Hickok,
monsters.
you're
Yeah.
weak-faced
you're weak.
Hickok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when arrested, Dick immediately tried to pin the whole thing on Perry.
Wow.
But they both did admit to being there and carrying out the murders. Like they never tried to say it wasn't us, we weren't there.
Sure.
Perry said that they broke pretty quickly. And Perry said that he had killed 2 of the family members and Dick had killed 2. Dick said Perry had killed them all and that he had planned the whole thing, that Perry had
Right.
planned the whole thing. Now, they wanted to be tried separately so they could kind of pin it on each other, but that was denied. They were both charged with murders, no matter who pulled the triggers on the day. Their joint trial was scheduled for March 22, 1960, which is like so quick. Like you think about the court systems
Now,
here,
yeah.
like it could go years, you know.
Oh my God.
It
And
was
it drags and drags and drags.
yeah. This is March from it was December 30 that they were arrested. Their trial was scheduled for March
Wow.
Yeah. They were placed in different cells while they awaited their trial so that they couldn't, collude.
Yeah.
And the unit that Perry was housed in was called the ladies' unit.
Oh.
I think there weren't women in the prison, but like it was a part of the prison that was for women.
Right, okay.
I don't really.
Maybe one bit was overcrowded or something?
Yeah. And this unit was directly next door, like sharing internal walls with the county courthouse, and the sheriff at the time had residence at the courthouse.
Right.
It was actually so Sheriff Earl Robinson, who we met earlier, had his own house in Holcomb. So he's like, I don't need that place. So my second in charge, like the under sheriff, the deputy sheriff, and his wife lived there. His name was Wendell. His wife's name was Josephine. And they lived there, and so they were literally sharing a wall with this unit that Perry Smith was in. She would go and kind of visit the prisoners often, Josephine would. And she took a real liking to Perry Smith. She felt sorry for him and thought that he was a really kind man at heart who'd been caught up in a mess and a life of crime.
Well, his behaviour, on the night was very strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like very caring and compassionate, weirdly. Yeah.
Yep. She would regularly make him lunch and take it and eat turkey sandwiches with the crusts cut off with him in his cell. He wrote about this a lot in his diaries.
Yep.
And about the kindness she showed, and it was kind of almost has been speculated a bit whether there was a bit of a relationship or something going on, or maybe kind of Perry felt love for her.
Yep.
Now, someone else who came and visited him in prison was Truman Capote.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that a bit after we've gone through the case. But at the same time, an old army friend of Perry's also visited him, and he said that Perry spoke about the entire crime and the murders in gruesome detail.
Oh, wow.
He said things like, quote, I saw the man's head split apart when I pulled the trigger.
Oh, my God.
So this old army friend said Perry did not seem like he had any remorse.
Yeah,
he didn't seem like he'd been caught up in this and taken advantage of. It was like, this army friend was like, no, he's a cold-blooded killer.
Conflicting accounts of Perry.
Yes.
Yeah.
His sister also wrote him a scathing letter, which features in Cold Blood, saying that she hated him and wouldn't forgive him.
Yep.
So there were kind of very mixed reviews about this guy, Perry Smith. And the reason I brought up Truman Capote there is he is very sympathetic towards Perry.
Is, yeah.
And we'll talk about that more later. So real conflicting reviews of him. Dick, on the other hand, his family were the only ones that were on his side. Everyone spoke about him as a callous, cold-blooded, horrible guy.
Yeah.
His family stood by him through everything. They said they were at court every single day for the trial.
Wow.
His parents were really elderly at that time and really unwell, but they went to court every day. They spoke to the media. They said, our son has told us that he didn't do this. We believe him the whole way through.
You hear that a lot. Like there's been some cases in Australia recently as well where terrible, terrible things have happened and the parents have, stuck by them.
And spoken to the media outside court and said, no, he's told us he's innocent, so we believe him.
Yeah, and you go, oh,
which
well,
you'd
the
want
parents,
your parents to do for
you,
right?
Of course. And your parents aren't going to believe what sort of person you are a lot of the time. Like, they want to believe the best in you. So a lot of the time they'll deny all of that sort of stuff.
Deny until you die.
Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
Also that, in this case, it's like, well, yeah, of course his parents are going to go with him and say...
of course they'd want to.
It was sort of like what we're talking about, the episode with Joe Chinquay as well. Like Anu Singh, the killer, her parents were there all the time.
Yeah.
Supporting their kid because they had a reason to believe that she was mentally insane when this happened. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, when it came to the trial, both Perry and Dick tried to get an insanity defence, which is what it was called then. That's not me using the word insanity. They were both tested and it was found that they were both sane of mind at the time of killings. So the trial went ahead as normal and it was fairly normal and fairly uneventful. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of evidence. They'd both admitted that they were there and that they had done it, kind of they as a whole.
Yes. Not agreeing on who killed who, but
exactly.
just
Yes. Now, Dick in particular tried like every kind of Hail Mary right up to the end. The death penalty was on the cards here.
Yep.
And he was really trying to do everything not to get that.
Sure.
He was, pinning it all on Perry. He also then tried to say that he so the confession that he'd made on his arrest, like when he was saying, yes, I was there and we did it, he was saying that was forceful, that he'd been beaten by police officers. But in the days of, interviews and everything afterwards, there was never any sign of, like, there was no bruising, there were no injuries or anything.
Yeah.
So it kind of was seen as a bit of a, like, he's just hoping for the best at the end.
Sure.
Floyd Wells gave evidence and ended up admitting to knowing a lot more.
What was his evidence at the start that he
That he had told them
Okay,
that a family I used to work for that lived
Yeah.
at this farm with this name had a cash with $10,000.
Yes.
A safe
Okay,
with
yes.
$10,000 cash.
Yep.
But when he gave evidence at trial, he admitted he had actually drawn a complete diagram of the Clutter farm for Dick.
Right.
And said he and Dick had actually spoken about the fact that Dick was going to go and steal the money.
Yep.
And that he would take a cut of it when he got out for giving him all this evidence. Now, Dick said that this was all lies. He said, no, that never happened. I never said this. Again, it seemed like a bit of a, clutching at straws at the end to try to say, no, that's all a lie. It wasn't that. Dick continued to say it was Perry who killed all 4 family members. Perry had initially said they killed 2 people each, and during the trial actually tried to recant that. So Perry tried to recant that. It was after Dick's parents spoke in the media about believing their son and saying that they were going to stand by him and believe him. That's when Perry then turned around and said, I want to change my original testimony that I killed 2 and Dick killed 2.
Yes, yeah.
And he ended up saying, I killed all 4 of them.
Wow.
So here's another little insight into Perry's, what I'm going to call compassion, for want of a better term. This actually is one bit, I don't have any sympathy or compassion for Perry. I'm going to put that out there. This is the only bit that makes me feel a bit sad.
Yeah.
It's like he's gone, this man has a family who loves him. I'm feel so I don't have that.
Yep.
If he's got a family that loves him, I don't want his parents to think he's done this. I'll take the blame.
Yeah, sure.
And that actually does make me feel a bit sad.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
He's had such a horrible upbringing. There's something in him that goes off. This man's got a family who believes in him. I want to give his family that.
That peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, the judge said, no, you can't recant that. You've given that evidence and you've given that testimony, so no. And it wouldn't matter in the end anyway. Both Perry Smith and Richard Hickok were found guilty and ordered to death by hanging on April 14, 1965. So that's when the date of the hanging would be.
Yes.
So they would spend 5 years on death row.
5 years. Yeah, yep. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they...
No, I remember we had someone write in about it. They're saying there's lots of, for the avenues of appeal to take time.
Yeah,
in case any other evidence comes up. There's a lot of places that fight against the death penalty.
Yes,
So there's lots of reasons that it takes a long time, apparently.
Yep.
At their executions, Perry Smith used his final words to condemn capital punishment. His final words were, I think it is a hell of a thing that a life has to be taken in this manner. I say this especially because there's a great deal I could have offered society. I certainly think capital punishment is legally and morally wrong.
That's a wild thing to say after you've murdered 4 people.
Including 2 children.
Yep.
Yeah. Richard Hickok said as his final words, I don't have any hard feelings. You're sending me to a better place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last sentence of Truman Capote's In Cold Blood, I think, puts the deaths of Perry and Dick by hanging really well. The final sentence of the book says, at the time, not a soul in sleeping Holcomb heard them. 4 gunshot blasts that, all told, ended 6 human lives.
Yeah. It's beautifully worded.
He's just the most beautiful writer.
Yeah.
So that's...
Apart from Helen Garner.
You just desperately hope Helen Garner's going to listen to this one day.
I don't care if she does.
Realise you love her.
I don't care if she does.
You're looking right into the camera, you creep. You're going to hope she hears it. Realise you love her and leaves her husband and her family.
She doesn't have a husband.
How do you know that?
Because I looked into Helen Garner.
Stop deadpanning the camera. You're being really creepy. You can't marry Helen Garner.
Why?
I think she's above your age bracket.
Oh, sure. Let's talk about age then.
Okay, I brought it up.
I don't have anything more to say on the matter. I think that the way that Truman Capote sums that up is it's such a beautifully put ending for the tragic loss of four lives. You know, you could say the tragic loss of 6, but the tragic loss of 4 lives.
Yes.
And it is beautifully worded in that way.
This brings us into a bit of discussion around Truman Capote and his involvement in the story. Again, we won't go into it too much because while we are up-and-coming book talk stars.
Yes, we are up-and-coming book talk stars.
This is a true crime podcast, not a book talk podcast. That one's coming later.
Yes, of course it is. And you better get a bucket and a mop.
Stop saying that. Don't say that word.
Not saying it.
So, as I said right back in the intro,
Yep.
Truman Capote decided he wanted to write a non-fiction novel.
Yes, yep.
And he went to Kansas
Holcomb, yeah.
before Perry and Dick were caught.
Yes.
So when it was still an active, murder case.
Yeah, he was quite early.
Yes. And then he ended up staying there it took him 6 years to write the book.
Yeah.
Because there was the year leading up to it, the trial, everything, and then 5 years on death row. And he was adamant he wasn't going to finish the book until the story was finished.
Yep.
And that to him was the end of the lives of Dick and Perry.
Yep.
Now, he obviously spent a lot of time in the community. There is a lot in the book that speaks about the community. He interviews lots of different people who live there. And when I say he interviews, it doesn't read like an interview with.
No,
He
no.
writes it, beautiful prose about the conversations he had with people, but it's not like she said this and I said this. He says, like, the way it's written is, talking about that Susan Kiswell, I think her surname was, the friend. He'll tell her story, but we know it's through the words of him having interviewed her.
Yes.
Interestingly, the book is written in a way that it does just read like a novel. He never says like, I was there and I did this. We know because Truman Capote wrote it that it's from his interviews that everything's taken, but it's not not in third person or anything,
No.
So he's gone through all of Perry's diaries. He's seen all the letters that they've each got in and out of prison. He himself became very close with Perry Smith. Now, this is something that is more known from Truman Capote rather than is spoken about in the book.
Well, there's a bit of speculation, and I think you can subtly read into different
I
parts of
believe not subtly.
Yeah, okay.
I think, and it's even interesting in researching the story, kind of reading different articles and listening to different podcasts and stuff about this. I've written my script today that in a way that I believe is more, these are the facts of what happened.
Yes, absolutely.
Whereas a lot of the way that it's spoken about is, and Perry was really, pulled along by Dick and he didn't want to be there, but he was impressionable and young. I believe, personally, that comes from Truman Capote's writing of Perry.
Yes.
Because Truman Capote was sympathetic and empathetic towards Perry.
Yes.
I am not. He murdered 4 innocent people.
Yep.
Again, Truman Capote doesn't write in the book that he is sympathetic and empathetic towards him. He doesn't, but the way he writes about Perry compared to how he writes about Dick is very obvious bias in my opinion.
IMHO.
Yes. Again, for the kids. Beautiful pronunciation of H, by the way. I'm really proud of you.
That.
I'm really proud of you. There's quite a lot of speculation that Truman Capote was actually in love with Perry Smith.
Yes, yeah,
it's quite a lot spoken about
in the
that.
in the film Capote. There's quite a that's quite a big part of it.
Yep. And I think as a reader, just my opinion of that is that comes through quite strongly. I think he's very sympathetic towards him, and personally, but I mean, we speak about this on the podcast a lot as well. I find less sympathy in talking about killers and stuff than often you do. And I think that's, again, interestingly, you reading Helen Garner's books, like you understood a little bit of the sympathy towards Robert Farquharson. Stop looking at the camera every time I talk about Helen Garner. You've been real weird. Do you reckon Helen Garner's good? No, I'm not going to finish that sentence. You, after reading book,
Yes.
this House of Grief, you found yourself kind of going, oh, I can understand someone having a little bit more empathy towards Robert Farquharson
Yes.
than I understood before.
Yes.
However, me reading In Cold Blood has not made me feel more empathy towards Perry Smith. I think probably while reading it I did, but then I've taken myself out and I've gone, no, this is a biased account of what happened.
Yeah.
From
They
him
all are
having
going to
spent
be.
it. Well, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Truman Capote spent a lot of time with Perry Smith.
Yes,
A lot. Like literally
yeah.
in his prison cell for years. And not just up until the trial, but for the 5 years on death row afterwards, they became very close and he knew him very well. And I think he writes about him really quite biased.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I said I was going to bring up the sisters as well,
Yes.
Viviana
Yep,
and
yep.
Beverly. They are not mentioned in the book. They're obviously, Truman Capote's obviously not interviewed them.
They did not want to be a part of it.
They didn't want to be a part of it. And there is really an ethical and kind of moral thing there about, this is their family's story and Truman Capote's very much made it his.
Yes. Yeah.
However, you look at the other side of that and go, well, the reason we're still talking about it in 2026, which some people can say is a good thing and others not, but I think we're, remembering the lives of these 4 innocent people. That's because Truman Capote wrote about it.
Yes,
I'm sure
yeah.
we probably wouldn't know about it otherwise, right? Or
Sure.
just one of those small town murders
Yeah,
that kind of goes,
a
and
horrific
maybe
thing
we
that
would have done
happened
6 years down the road in this podcast when we're looking for more stories
Yeah,
and those kind
yeah.
of things. But Eviana and Beverly didn't want to be part of Truman Capote's story,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's quite unfair on them that their family's story's been told
Oh
so
my God,
publicly
of
and so
course.
widely. There was a lot of backlash against the book from the Garden City community
Yes.
because Truman Capote had come in as, he stood out like a sore thumb.
Of course he did.
He is high society in New York.
Even his voice.
He's got that odd voice.
Yeah, yeah.
An openly gay man in the
Yeah.
50s. And Kansas was not like that.
No.
Holcomb was not like that.
No.
He spoke to everyone in the community. People gave him time and
Yep.
everything. And he assured them that it was going to be a factual telling of what happened. And a lot of people said that it didn't really come across like that.
No.
To them. So there was a lot of backlash. It's really a lot of people hate the book. A lot of especially at the time, a lot of people loved it. Certainly critically acclaimed. To this day, I'm here saying it's one of my favourite books. John Ronson said it was one of his favourite books. So that's my non-stop rant for you. Anything you?
Well,
like
it is.
to
It
say?
is. I think it is an amazing book as it is. I mean, any book that you read, like whether it's a John Ronson, whether it's a John Safran, a Helen Garner, whatever it is, they're going to put
Broomfield?
themselves.
Is it another one like that?
Well, Nick
But he does
Broomfield
the
he's
documentaries, but
documentaries.
it's the same thing, kind of like putting himself in the story.
And Louis Theroux, if you're going to go
Yes,
from
yeah.
a documentary maker, but as writers of
Yes.
true crime, they always put themselves in
Yeah.
the story, and it's their connection, it's their human story
Whereas
that they're telling.
In Cold Blood doesn't really, not in the same way that John Ronson
Yes.
and Helen Garner's
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
They'll actually say,
I
John
was there,
Ronson's
I
book.
was there.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Truman Capote's doesn't do that.
No.
It is a telling of the story
Yeah,
from someone who was there. But we only know he's there because we know
it's
that.
Truman Capote.
It's
Yeah,
not written in the book that he was.
No, which is, I haven't seen the way that book was done again.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
No.
We should look into that for our book talk that we start in
Yes,
case
a
we're
massive
wrong.
book talk. But yeah, I don't think I've read a book that's like that again.
No.
Because
that it is
usually-
first person without being first person.
Yes, which is really interesting because I don't know the first person that did it in first person, if
Well,
that
yeah.
makes sense. Like I don't know I don't know who would have
Yeah.
captured that and went.
Probably someone
"I'm a
taking
part
the
of
idea
story."
from Truman Capote and going, oh, but I'll use the word I. In it,
Yes, yeah, which is fascinating. But I think that there are opinions in there.
Yeah.
That's interesting for someone that's not written in first person as I believe this.
Yes. No,
But
it's
the
just,
way it is written, sometimes you go,
it's written much more like a novel.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Which, you could go, this is a piece of fiction.
Well, yeah. And I think there would be people who've picked up and read the book thinking, not knowing
Yeah.
that, just knowing Truman Capote's In Cold Blood is a famous book that I've heard of. It's, the
Yep.
Orange Penguin classic book.
Yes.
There would be people who don't know that's actually about a true crime.
Of course.
That Truman Capote himself went and investigate.
Well, it blurs the
would
line.
be.
I think I'm going to do James Frey, A Million Little Pieces soon because that is another book that, was, you can go, is it a great piece of nonfiction or is a great piece of fiction. And I think when you look at two things, sometimes you get excited when it's true.
True, yeah.
You know, you get more excited and you
Isn't
you
it
let
funny
people...
with movies and stuff? Like, you'll enjoy a movie more if you think, if they say it's based on a true story. Not more than another movie, but more than you otherwise would have if you thought it was fiction.
Well, it's like if you see like a drama film and it happens to be funny, you go, how amazing, it was funny as well.
Yeah,
but if you see a comedy film and it was pretty
two different
shit,
genres together.
you go, oh.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that funny.
Yeah.
I think it's the expectation of what it is. And when you look at something like this, Truman Capote, you go, oh my God, what an amazing writer.
Yes.
I think I would have enjoyed it as a book just as much if I didn't know that it was a true
whereas
story.
I don't know, I can't answer that because I know that I read it knowing.
Yes.
I even knew, I knew about the fact that people thought, well, not the fact, the speculation that he was in love with Perry Smith.
Yes.
I knew all of that going into it. That's why I read it, because I knew about that.
Yeah,
so I
okay.
don't know how I would have found it otherwise. But I love his writing so beautiful.
Yeah. No, it is. It's fascinating just to think of, would it be as well known if it wasn't for
No, I don't think
Truman
so.
Capote? No, but then also the horror of, you know, the surviving members of that family that had to live through that and be like, oh my God, in cold blood. Like they would bring that up as a point of reference for the murder that took place of their families.
Yeah. What is that, 80 years ago?
Yeah.
Maths.
And it's still like a really well-known
Yeah.
story today.
Well, there you go. Now you know it even better than you may have.
I didn't know several facts from that after reading the book. So it's like, it's interesting. I think for me, hearing the story as a standalone,
I think that's what
I
it
go,
is.
oh, interesting, because
all the
it's
facts
a lot
probably
more
are-
than you think.
Yeah, I think all the facts that I've said in this are in the book, but they're
spread out.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're mixed up and diluted with so many other stories and things as well. That it's just hearing it as like, this is the true crime story.
And of course, you know, you also have hearsay and you have people commenting on it. And you have, you know, through different means. So that's a really interesting part of it as well, where I think when you just look at a murder as it is, a callous, awful, inhumane thing, you go, oh no, this was a murder of a family.
Yep. Yeah,
That
let's
didn't-
not spend 5 years in a cell with turkey sandwiches with the crust cut off with one of the murderers and start to feel sorry for him. Let's talk about the murder.
Yeah. Which is absolutely fascinating. So, G-Love, thank you for telling me that.
The air conditioner's been on this whole time and I feel like my blood is a bit cold.
What?
In cold blood.
Oh, I thought you said your bladder is a bit cold.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, okay.
I've already
I'm going to need a
snotted.
bucket and a mop
No,
for
don't.
your bladder. Your leaking bladder. That's a funny thing to say. We're back in a moment with the mail. Thank you, G, for doing the story this week. Are you ready for some letters?
Yes, I don't know why I just jumped when you spoke.
Oh, you got a
to me.
little bit scared. This comes from Susie. Hi, Sammy and Georgia. I am a road nurse and listen to your episodes driving between clients.
Oh, how cool.
My favourite episode was with Elizabeth from Beth's Dead.
Ah, yes.
It's not a crime, but I had a Thursday treat suggestion. It's in Georgia's fave place, Tasmania, and is the disappearance of Celine Kremer.
Oh, hang on. I know the name, but I can't think of the case.
The community rallied to find answers for her family when the officials didn't. This case is as neat as a resolution. Oh, this case is at near resolution. I'm not sure what that means.
It's nearly at its resolution.
Nearly at a resolution. Rob Parsons' YouTube is a great place to start. Keep up the good work, Susie.
Oh, thanks, Susie.
Isn't that great? You'll have to look into that.
I love Tassie.
That was cool, man.
Thanks. I just made it up.
That was really cool.
Thank you.
This is a voicemail, as we sometimes call them, a speak pipe from Ali.
Hi, Sammy and Georgia. My name's Emma. No, just kidding. It's Ali again. Long time listener, second time caller.
I recognise your voice,
I
Ellie.
was calling to say how much I've been loving the pod and loving the longer episodes. They are really enjoyable and they're perfect for me for my drive to work. I managed to finish one on the way to and from each day.
Oh, my God.
So that's fantastic. Definitely think the girls are loving when I come in the morning and say, oh, my God, guys, guess what's just happened on my podcast that I listen to? And I tell them all about it. And the first thing they say is, who's died now? What's happened now? What terrible things are you about to tell us?
Yeah, fair.
So it's really fun, but loving it. And next thing is I have a case for you.
Oh, yes.
I would really love to hear your take on the Rochelle Childs case. It was one that I heard of and stumbled across, I guess, and have become really invested in. And it's just one that really sits close to home and would love to hear your take on it. Say hi to Pords and Diggs, and I can't wait to hear more from you both soon.
Oh, thank you, Ali, Emma. That's
Emma,
so funny.
thank
There's
you,
so
Ali.
many Emmas.
I
Oh,
know.
thank you, Ali. You're
Emma
great.
and Gemma seem to be the big ones. So Gemma, both Gemma and Jemma. It mixes it up every time, and I love that.
EMMA.
Hey, nice one. But yeah, I
Ali,
love that.
can I just say I love that as well. I love hearing you say, like, when you go into work and say, guess what happened on my podcast. I love that.
Yeah. I love that. This one comes from Emily. You ready for this?
I thought you were going to say Emma. I was like, God damn it.
Emma Lee.
Hi, Sammy and Georgia.
Hello.
Big fan of the podcast here, and I'm a fellow sea change tragic as well from back in the day. I'm coming to you this morning from the inner west, from glorious Williamstown, where it's a stunning day at the
Beautiful part of the
beach
world.
after an absolute scorcher yesterday. And I'm sending you this message because I listened to your podcast last week, and I thought you might be interested to know that the Pearl Bay Courthouse in the TV series Sea Change is actually the Surf Lifesaving Clubhouse here at Williamstown.
No.
And there's a little plaque memorialising it with a little bit of information. So I'll send you some pics.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, who would have thought that the glorious Pearl Bay Courthouse
Is
is
it
right
really?
here in your home city of Melbourne.
Oh my
At the
God.
beach in Williamstown, and I walk past it every day with my dog, and we have very fond memories of sea change. Well, I do. My dog doesn't. Yeah. So keep up the great work on the podcast. It gives me a good laugh twice a week. I don't know how you do it, but thank you.
Oh, my God, Emily, that's
that's
the best.
amazing.
Okay, that has blown our minds. Williamstown is like 20-minute drive from here, Sammy. We could go there right now if we wanted to. There's photos.
That's amazing. So she's attached photos. So as promised, here are some pics of Pearl Bay Courthouse from my walk to Willie Beach this morning to accompany my voice message. And yeah, there's a plaque that says the sea change. I can't believe
we
that.
thought all the locations were like out in regional Victoria.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
It's right there in Williamstown.
It's right there because I was wondering how a courthouse would be on the beach.
Yeah, but it's not actually courthouse.
No, I know, but in the show it's a courthouse. And I was like, what is this? Did they film it separately? Like, what is
the
going on?
surf.
That's
Oh my
so
God, that's the best.
cool.
We should do a little expedition.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking excursion. Expedition came
Yeah.
out, but then I remembered I meant excursion.
Well, Emily can show us around.
Oh my God, that's the best.
You ready for the next one?
Yes.
This is another speak pipe that comes from Hannah.
Hi, Georgia Love and Sammy P. This is Hannah. I love listening to your podcast every week or multiple times a week. It feels like I'm just listening to all the latest goss with friends, throwing a good dose of crime. It's just really makes my week. So funny story, back in 2013, I went to LA and I was meeting one of my friends there. She got me to book the accommodation, broke uni student, wanted something budget friendly and near to where my Kentucky tour was leaving from.
Miss Cecil, isn't it?
So I booked to stay on Maine. I arrived a day earlier than she did, and I barely slept the first night because I was so creeped out. Couldn't understand why. I just got the ick feeling right from the get-go.
Oh my God.
My friend felt the same thing when she arrived. Anyway, many, many years later, I just happened to be flicking through the crime documentaries on Netflix and actually found the Cecil Hotel documentary and just about shut myself, realising that I'd actually stayed there for a few days. Anyway, keep up the good work. Bye.
Oh my God.
That is so creepy. The
Hannah,
rebrand
that
worked,
is
I guess.
Yeah, the rebrand
Stay on
worked.
Maine.
Oh my God, that is
Yeah.
amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
So
that
if
she
anyone
was
doesn't
there?
know, we're talking about the Elisa Lam
Elisa
episode.
Lam,
We
yeah.
spoke about the Cecil Hotel. Also, I did a Kentucky tour starting in LA in 2012.
Did you?
Yeah, so Hannah, we nearly could have met.
Hannah, what the hell?
What
the hell?
But
That's
I
my new
didn't
catchphrase.
stay on Maine.
Oh, well, that's incredible, isn't it?
Oh my God, that's
Isn't
amazing.
that amazing
Ooh,
that she
I thought
stayed there
No, I
and-
love that she said that she got the creeps from it and didn't know why. Because of the portal.
Yeah.
The portal is real.
Which we all believe in, definitely, the portal. Let's leave on a beautiful letter.
Okay.
From Leah. Hey, Sammy and Georgia, love the pod. I have to say I'm a little obsessed.
Oh, yeah.
I only discovered you guys this year, so 2026, and I've already listened to every single episode.
Oh, my God.
I just wanted to send in a case suggestion you might be interested in. I'd love to hear some Australians cover this one because I'm only ever found American podcasts talking about it, which feels pretty strange given it happened here. It was around 2006. I was living in Nowra Hill at the time, and one day there were helicopters everywhere over our street. Later that day, we found out via the news that murders had taken place in our street.
Murders.
The case is more commonly known as the Bodies in the Barrels murders in Nowra.
Oh, because the Bodies in the Barrel is Snowtown.
All sorts,
like
yeah,
famously,
exactly.
yeah.
I think it would be a really compelling case for you guys to cover, especially since there wasn't a lot of coverage out there, and it's always stuck with me because I was actually there at the time.
Wow.
Anyway, love your work. Keep doing what you do. Bye, Leah. And she's put a little yellow love heart there as well. Isn't
I
that
love
lovely?
that. Oh, Leah, that's great. I know that is like I know the story, but not well. So I'm going to look into that. And yeah, let's be the first Australian podcast to do that. That also reminds me of a story. I should have said this at the start.
Yeah.
A friend of mine did some work for someone who hosts another crime podcast.
Yes.
This is not another crime podcast, but
sure.
an
actual one?
No, ours is
An actual
one
crime podcast as well.
Anyway, she said, my friend said to me today, she goes, I don't know if this person was having a direct dig at you or if I just thought they were because I'm your friend, but this person said, ugh, I hate when crime podcasts try to be funny. I was like, green is not your colour.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not trying to be funny about the crimes.
Yeah.
And actually, we don't try to be funny at all. No. You're right. We're just hilarious.
That's right. I'm going to just end actually on two quick Spotify comments because I absolutely love reading Spotify comments.
Yeah, because they're about the specific episodes.
They are, and it's so good. We love that. So please keep leaving them.
Keep doing that.
This is from Emma. Hey, Sammy and
Not
G
shut
Love.
up.
Emma here once again.
Which one?
Thank you so much for reading my email on the podcast.
that
Just wanted to say I put the timestamps in my email so the audio clips could be played on the episode. Laugh face. Look, Emma.
Sammy, you just read out the time codes.
I just read out the time codes. Look, Emma, I'll be honest. We sometimes record on a Sunday, which means that the amount of editing I have to do for the episodes is quite big. So I'm sorry I didn't actually go back and put the actual clips in there as well.
But he'll do it now.
Oh, no, don't you dare put that pressure on me. We're running late again.
You look so upset.
We always say we're going to get ahead on this podcast, and we
never do.
never really have. And this one, which is one of my absolute favourites so far, it comes from, and I think your name is Clara Lanice. I think it might be two words, or if your first name is Claranice. Clarinet, maybe.
I can't see it.
Congrats making it to a year. Such a great podcast. Bring on the Feathers McGraw episode. And then penguin emoji, penguin emoji, penguin emoji, which is actually correct because it's not a chook.
It's not a chook,
It's
it's
not
a
a chook.
penguin.
Now, we have amazing voicemails, and we've got so many internet letters as well that keep coming through. We will read them all, and we will get to them all. We absolutely love it. Gee, how can people leave these if they want to leave us?
They can email us
Yes.
at sammy@justanothercompany.com.au.
Yes.
They can leave us a voice note via
love to hear your
web.
voice.
We love
Yeah.
it. Via a website called SpeakPipe, and the link to that is in the show notes of the episode and in the link tree on our Instagram, which I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
The handle is Not Another Crime Podcast. Guess what? It's the
What?
same on TikTok. And guess what? It's the same on YouTube.
Oh,
and you can watch
my
our
God.
full episodes. You can see my Life of a Showgirl Miss Piggy t-shirt.
Yeah.
And you
It's
can see
worth
the
it.
moment I did a spit take out of my nose earlier.
yeah.
And I hadn't had anything to drink, so it was
You
just
could
not.
see my address, I think, at the start.
You can see Sammy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said it's your address. You should have just said it's like the
you can
office
see the
address.
office address. It's definitely an office, a lovely
you can
office.
see Sammy staring down the barrel while trying to flirt with Helen Garner.
Yes, through the lens.
You can also or leave us a Paudry peeve.
Oh, yeah.
I
Do you
don't
know
want to
your
forget about
Paudry
Paudry
peeves?
peeves. Yeah, I got to look up. I keep a list of them all the
my
time. If they don't
God.
just like come to mind.
Well, yeah,
What's yours?
I'm going to talk about my special a bit more before you actually end because I want to tell you to go and bloody check it out. I actually have started to write down Paudry peeves because I never had them.
I've got mine. Are you ready for mine?
Yep.
That you have to fill out. Oh, I feel good saying this. This
Okay.
makes me so angry. When you arrive, if you've been lucky enough to travel overseas
Mm-hmm.
and you arrive back into Australia, you still have to fill out a physical arrivals card with a pen and paper
Oh, yes.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
plane
yeah.
to go through customs. It is the only country that I've been to
Yep.
that you still need to physically
Yeah.
handwrite these things. And it's so annoying. And it makes it even more annoying that the paper is on is like a really light orange colour.
Yes.
So you can't really see the white boxes that you're meant to put the letters in. And it's just become like a proper pet peeve to me that like there's nothing, it's fine, I can write the things.
Yep.
But when I see them handing them around, I'm like, God damn it, update your freaking system.
Yeah, it should be a QR code by now, for God's sake. Mine is when you heat food on a plate and the plate is absolute lava. But
And the
gee, love,
food's
the
not
food is emotionally
warm.
very cold. Emotionally very cold. So that's mine for this week. That is my goddamn Paudry peeve. And can I say, gee, love, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a live look at how many people have watched my special
Oh
right
my
now.
God, oh
Right.
my God, oh my God.
Because this is, at the moment, it came out on
24 hours ago now.
24 hours ago. I'm going to do a live look
Oh my
to see if
God.
people are watching it. It's
I
going to
feel
play it.
nervous.
It's going to play it. I'm on 16,000 views.
Fuck off.
I'm on 16,000 views. So you can check that out.
Sammy!
One long face.
16,000 people!
I'm on 16,000 views. 16,000 views. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness.
I'm the proudest friend in the whole damn world. Oh, you said I could sing a Tim Minchin song.
Oh, yeah, of course. But yeah, I would love it. Like, honestly, what happens is I've done this show for a very, very long time. This is the last time that I did it, and it costs a lot to film a special.
Yes.
It costs a lot to do all of that. That's just me out of pocket. I'm not going to make any money out of this. This is just
it's on
on
YouTube,
youtube.com.
famously free.
Famously free, and the Comedy Club, Comedy Republic put this up. So I would bloody love it if you would just watch it, share it with a friend, put it on social media and tag me, and I'll reshare it because I'd absolutely love that if got it out there to as
And
many
more
people as
importantly,
possible.
you guys will love it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
there
yeah,
for
yeah.
your entertainment.
Yeah.
Sammy doesn't make anything from you
No,
watching it,
no.
but you will make your night by watching it. It's so beautiful. My friend messaged me. She watched it last night.
Oh, really?
And messaged me afterwards and said, Sammy's comedy special was ... beautiful? Question mark. I was like, I was not expecting that.
Oh,
it was
that's
so
lovely.
funny, but it was really
Oh,
beautiful.
That's
and it
so
is.
nice.
It's
Who's your friend?
Taylor.
Oh, thank you, Taylor. Love you, Taylor. I would love that.
Swift.
I have also been
It was Taylor
on
Swift.
Several podcasts. I've been on The Moment with Miff Warhurst. I have been on Plumbing the Death Star. So if you want to listen to those, I'm on all those and Uncomfortable Conversations with Josh Zips to promote my special. So yeah, I'd love it if you... Actually, and we talk about this podcast a lot on Miff Warhurst podcast.
Great.
We talk about true crime quite a lot as well.
The only thing I have to promote this week is my voice in the style of Tim Minchin.
Fantastic. No shoes, girly. Do it.
Do you want me to sing a Tim Minchin song, or do you want me to do a Jesus Christ Superstar song that Tim Minchin
I would like you to do a Tim Minchin song. You go, girlfriend.
I wanted to do
Go,
Jesus Christ
girlfriend.
Superstar. Okay. Come home, Cardinal Pell. I know you're not feeling well. I don't remember the other words.
Do you have a song that you know of his that maybe you could sing, or you just want to sing a song?
I'm just panicked on the spot because I was planning on singing Jesus Christ Superstar.
Well,
Give me another one.
okay, Dark Side.
No.
Okay,
don't know.
Canvas Bags.
Oh, okay.
This will be good as well.
Now I'm blanking because all that's in
All
my head
right,
is
well,
musical
we
theatre
are going
song.
to end today on a song
Bring
by
your-
Richard Cheese.
Richard Cheese?
He's a Vegas performer.
No, I
Ready for
want
this?
to
No,
know
listen.
Tim Minchin.
There's some whores in the house. There's some whores in the house. I said
Certified freak. Make that pull. Oh, there's a week. Okay.
Come on.
wet ass pussy.
Make that pull-out game weak.
Oh, yuck.
Beat it up, baby.
Nice. Oh,
Charge. Extra large and
extra hard.
Put this pussy right in your face. Swipe your nose
Like a credit card.
on top.
I wanna run.
That's enough. I want to go
I do
home.
a Kegel while it's inside.
Oh, yuck. That's a horrible lyric.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Anyway, everybody, thank you as always for listening. We'll see you on Thursday. Leave a 5-star rating, leave a 5-star review. You simply must do that.
Simply must.
Thank you to Tamsin Hayes, as always, doing the artwork. Thank you to Oliver Clark for doing the music and the theme song.
Watch Sammy's special. Go onto his Instagram, Sammy Peterson Unofficial, and find it. Pig Power.
Big power! Watch us on YouTube. Support us as much as you can. Share this podcast with a friend and tag us on social media.
And I love you.
And I love ya. Bye, everybody. TikTok, BookTok stars.